we own 8 rental units, 4 of which are single-family residences and 2 of them are duplexes. Our last 2 properties, located in Parma, Ohio, we purchased while living in Budapest, Hungary. Today I'd like to tell you what you need to do in order to purchase your first rental property. Hey everybody, it's me, AJ Golden, self-proclaimed money nerd and personal finance geek. And welcome to my channel, Personal Finance Made Easy. I created this channel to help you win with money by making concepts such as budgeting, saving, and investing simple and easy. Today, I'm going to share with you a few steps on how to purchase your first rental real estate property. But before I do, you know the routine. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And like I say every video, don't forget to hit that like button right below the video. It helps my channel out tremendously by telling YouTube to promote the video to other viewers. And finally, leave a comment below letting me know exactly what you thought about the video or any questions that you might have so that I can continue to improve my content. All right, let's get into the video. My wife and I purchased our first house in April of 2002. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a 2-car garage and backyard. And we bought it for a little over $99,000. We were a new family with 2 young daughters, and needless to say, we were extremely proud of our accomplishment. In 2005, we moved from Dallas, Texas to Los Angeles, California, and sold our first house. It's now worth $207,000, and to this day, we wish that we had never sold it and kept it as a rental real estate investment. Many times, this is how people end up as what the real estate investment community calls accidental landlords. You see, they relocate for work or move to a new house and are unable to sell their old house, and instantly they become real estate investors. But it doesn't have to happen that way. In 2008, my wife and I purchased our first rental real estate property in Fort Worth, Texas. And we did this while we were still living in California and purchased the house sight unseen. It was a brand new build purchased just before the height of the recession, but it has been one of the best rentals we have owned. At the time, we were sharing a 2-bedroom apartment in Burbank, California with another couple and our 2 kids. Today, they would have called that house hacking, but back then, we just called it doing whatever it takes to succeed. The house we purchased as our first rental property was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family residence, and it cost us just over $100,000. We still own that house today, and it currently brings in $1,425 in rent. In the 12 years that we've owned that property, it has had less than 5% vacancy and consistently has had over $150 in monthly cash flow. Since its purchase, it's doubled in value and our mortgage is almost halfway paid off, all by our tenants. See, I gave you this example of our first rental property experience so that you can see that it's completely attainable to become a real estate investor. We didn't even own our own house when we began investing in real estate. Today, we own 8 rental units, 4 of which are single-family residences and 2 of them are duplexes. Our last 2 properties, located in Parma, Ohio, we purchased while living in Budapest, Hungary. Wow. And this was after selling another property in Fort Worth, Texas, also while in Budapest. Today, I'd like to tell you what you need to do in order to purchase your first rental property. The first thing you should do is educate yourself. You see, real estate investing is investing. Just like buying into the stock market or purchasing a business, real estate is investing. So you need to understand the key metrics such as cash on cash return, capitalization rates, net operating income, cash flow, vacancy rates, debt to income ratios, etc. You get the point. There's a lot to learn about real estate investing, so educate yourself. When I began investing in real estate, I turned to the internet and ended up getting most of my real estate education on biggerpockets.com. Their site includes real estate calculators, forums, and investment groups. They also produce a podcast that features other real estate investors and their stories of how they began investing in real estate. The podcast introduced me to the world of real estate investing, and it's both inspiring and educational. If you're serious about investing in real estate, I would highly recommend creating a free account on biggerpockets.com. I'll post the link in the description below. The next thing you need to do before you invest in any real estate is to start analyzing deals. Once you've started to understand the various metrics involved in real estate, you've got to apply those metrics to actual properties that you can find online. I used sites such as Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, all of those to look up different areas and properties for sale. I used the information that I found on those sites to calculate the required figures needed to understand what potential offer I would purchase a property with in order for it to cash flow. And I also use these sites to understand the areas themselves where I'd like to hold properties, which leads me to the next point. Decide on an area in which you'd like to invest and build an investment strategy. See, there's a lot of research that can go into finding an area that would be good for property investing. Some of these criteria would be whether or not the economy of the area is growing or contracting. Are there businesses that would be a good supply of jobs in the area? And what about the crime rates? Are they low crime rates or is it a high crime rate area? These are just a few examples. When I started investing, my main criteria was to purchase in an area that I knew. And since I was raised in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, this seemed to be a logical first step. Also, housing prices were relatively reasonable at the time, around $100,000. But now the DFW metro area is relatively expensive, which is why I began to purchase property in the Cleveland, Ohio area. I decided on Cleveland after my research showed that it was an area that had sustained rental market and very reasonable home prices. I bought my first property in Cleveland for $30,000. And it's now worth $60,000. It has consistently been rented and brings in $950 per month. I purchased it with all cash, so it has great cash flow. The third thing you need to do is to start building your team. Real estate investing is definitely a team sport. You need a realtor, contractor, lawyer, accountant, mortgage banker, and property manager. Don't go at it alone. Network with other investors and find people that you trust to be a part of your team and consult you on this journey. Although you'll need to spend money in order to have these professionals on your team, it's well worth the expense. I mean, your extended team will ultimately save you money in the long run. Now, once you've begun to educate yourself and analyze deals and decide on an area to invest in and developed an investment strategy, now is the time for you to start getting your financing in order, like getting pre-approved for a loan if you'll carry a mortgage. And if you decide to carry a mortgage on your investment properties, you'll likely need a down payment of between 20 to 25%. Now, it's important for you to secure your financing prior to seriously inquiring about actual deals. If you plan to purchase in cash, then it's time to find a realtor. It's also possible to purchase property creatively with relatively no money down. What? But I'll have to touch on those strategies in another video. Now, it's important to note here that you should have the rest of your financial life in order prior to actually purchasing rental property. Having little or no debt and a 3 to 6 month emergency fund for yourself and 6 months of cash reserves for your rental property will place you in a very strong position to begin investing. And finally, you should ask your realtor to send you listings that match your investment strategy. Are you wanting to invest in single-family residences, duplexes, triplexes, maybe quads? Perhaps you're interested in commercial property. Whatever your strategy, now is the time to start getting listings and making real offers based on your analysis. At some point, you'll get an acceptance on your offer. And at that time, you should do your due diligence on the property itself, such as getting a property inspection, and then finally closing the deal. Now, this is definitely a high-level overview of real estate investing and securing your first rental property. And it might seem like a lot of work, and it is. truthfully. But the payoff is worth it if you're serious about real estate. Now, I'll go into more detail on each of the individual points that I've outlined in future videos on real estate investing. But I hope this information was helpful and gave you some insight into how to purchase your first rental real estate property. Well, that's it for today. If you like this video and you want to win with your finances, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment below. Until next time, you keep living on purpose, pursue your passion, and get the gold.